Yeah, what's happening here? I think there's some type of huge, something big happening here, I think. So we were just walking around the neighborhood when a whole bunch of cop cars sped by. Some paramedics. They got the road closed off over here. So, not sure totally what's happening yet, but something big's going down. Oh, look at all the police cars here, it's crazy. Okay, so they got the road closed off in multiple directions. This is Gore Avenue. This is like right in front of the Luigi's restaurant. Hey, how's it going now? Okay, so it's a pretty big scene. There's cops all the way over there. There's yeah, like I said, they got the road closed off in multiple directions. They got fire, rescue, paramedics here. So still trying to find out what's going on. I'm gonna jog over there real quick, see if there's any witnesses to what happened. Sorry, the camera's gonna be bouncy for a couple minutes as I'm jogging. How's it going? Hey, do you know what's happening? Why are the roads?
Oh no, you're free to go that way. You can't go that way, please, sir.
You can't go that way?
No, negative, sir.
Do you know what's happening right now?
No, it's I'm unaware. I just been told no one can go that way.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back this way. Yeah. Do you know how long it's gonna be like this?
I have no idea, sir.
Alright, thank you, appreciate it. Okay, so of course that firefighter, of course they have the specifics. They know what's going on. Okay, so something's going on across the street. They look to be like, there's a cop across the street. They look to be staking out a building or something. There she goes down that ramp. Okay, so not sure what the person or persons are being accused of. Not sure if they have anybody in, like if they have a suspect in custody yet. This is, where is this? This is Main Street and Alexander Street. Okay, so I think they're gonna cordon off the... No, I'm gonna go this way.
No, I'm telling you, you're gonna go this way. You can't.
I'm going back that way. We live over there.
I don't care. You'll have to go around.
What?
You'll have to go around. I'm telling you.
Don't. Do not touch me. Do not touch me.
Locked down. Now, please step away and step that way.
Yeah,
go around the block.
Don't put your hands. Okay, now they're trying to get rid of witnesses. Now I think they're saying we can't go in this area right now. It's locked down apparently. They don't have any police tape up, of course. That guy was trying to get hands on. Hey, can I get your badge number? You're trying to put your hands on me for no reason. M. Pollard?
Sure,
M. Pollard?
Yeah, 1662. Please go that way, sir.
So we're just dealing with that, so it's not safe.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to continue recording from here.
That's fine, sir. Just stand back around the corner. That'd be great.
It's a public sidewalk. Don't try to tell me where to go on a public sidewalk. Why don't you put up some police tape? You don't even have any police tape up.
Sure, subscribe.
I think they're gonna try to falsely arrest me. I think what?
That's impossible.
Okay, so just like that, I knew they were gonna do this, right? I knew they're trying to get rid of witnesses. They're using the guise of public safety and all that, but they just don't want what's possibly gonna happen to be caught on film or whatever. I think we got a troll in here. Trolls are gonna get kicked out. Yeah, so not totally sure what the situation is, but we got probably, there's got to be at least 20-30 cops here. They got multiple roads closed off. They got fire rescue. They got paramedics down here. So, and of course they're trying to get witnesses. They don't want this stuff being filmed. Like just like that. They threatened me with false arrest too for peacefully filming on a public sidewalk. That lady says they're gonna possibly try to if I go past this point, even though they don't have police tape or anything, they're gonna falsely arrest me for so-called obstruction, which they've tried to do before. Anyways, I'm gonna go to the other side, try and get a better view of this. Okay, so I think Gastown, if you're traveling in this area, like near Gore Avenue, near Gastown, multiple roads are closed. Not sure how long it's gonna stay this way, at least an hour. Take a different route, I guess, if you're headed in this direction. And that cop, typical, he comes, he gets super aggressive with me. I'm peacefully filming on a sidewalk. He comes up to me, approaches me aggressively, tries to get handsy with me for no reason. And he's a sergeant too. Some of the worst cops in this city are actually sergeants. Okay, I'm gonna jog real quick. Okay, so the number of cops that are here, like the enormous police presence, the roads blocked and everything, it seems like possibly like a suspect allegedly with a weapon or something like that. Physical altercation. Hey, thank you for following, appreciate it. Hey Keisha, glad you're in here. There's some trolls in here. How you doing, Keisha? How's your day been? Yeah, so I'm gonna go check it out from this side. Alright, so they haven't blocked the roads.
You can't go through.
Huh?
You can't go through.
Oh, really? Okay, thank you, appreciate it. Okay, yeah, so they're blocking the sidewalks. And again, they don't have any police tape up, but they're blocking the sidewalks too, as well as the roads.
We don't want you walking through.
Huh? It's a public sidewalk. You can't stop anyone from traveling on a public. I don't care. I'm willing to risk it. I'm an independent journalist, so I'm getting this story right.
We got something concerning going on right now. We don't want anybody entering, especially the.
I'm willing to risk it.
Well, you're not going.
Huh?
You're not going to be going. We're not going to let you.
Are you gonna arrest me? Are you gonna falsely arrest me for filming and walking on a public sidewalk?
You're more than welcome to film.
Okay, good. That's what I'm doing.
You're not going to be going that way. We're blocking everything off here for public safety reasons.
You guys just don't want witnesses, probably. If someone wants to travel through here, they should be free to do so. It's a public sidewalk. You have no authority on a public sidewalk.
We'll provide that when we get the opportunity. Right now, we're not going to let anybody in.
Okay, I'm just gonna go to the end. Is that cool?
No, you're not. You're not crossing this whole sidewalk.
Why don't you put police tape up right now? Isn't that what you're supposed to do? You have no, unless you have police tape up, you have no perceived authority.
You're gonna keep on talking over me. We're getting to that. We're trying to work on that. I think there's more important things.
How about how many of you are there here? There's like 30 cops here. You're just standing around. You said you have more important things to do. All you're doing is standing around here.
I'm trying to prevent people from going. There's a reason why I'm standing here, sir.
I mean, if you care so much about public safety, how about some information? What's going on here? Is there allegedly somebody with a weapon or something?
I'm not going to be able to discuss those details right now.
But what about public safety? You care about public safety, right? So how about we deserve some information, right? The people of this neighborhood, we deserve to know what's going on, right?
Once I actually have the facts, I can't just give you anything if I don't even have it right now.
Alright, so apparently this is like the arbitrary cutoff point for the sidewalk. If I go past this, they're gonna falsely arrest me. And whatever they might spout about public safety, like a big reason they don't want people around here is, again, they don't want witnesses in case they use excessive force, in case they shoot somebody, kill somebody. They don't want that being broadcast. They don't want that getting caught on camera. That's a big part of it. Some of these trolls are gonna get kicked out. Hey Karina, nice to see you. I didn't see you in here. Okay, I'm actually gonna take a... Hey, thank you so much, Keisha. You're awesome. Thanks for modding. Thank you for keeping the trolls at bay. There's some bootlickers in here. Okay, so I'm gonna actually go... I think I'm gonna try and get a different vantage point, like jog over to another spot. And again, they got the road closed off in both directions. From the looks of things, I don't know, it's a developing story. It seems like somebody allegedly has a weapon or something of that nature. Okay, if cops continue to come, okay, they got a paddy wagon or something. I think there's actually tactical units. There's more cops arriving. There's already like 30 cops on scene. I think that right there, the truck, I think that's actually a tactical unit from what I've seen before. Okay, so I'm actually gonna go that way. I'm gonna jog that way and see if I can get a better look at what's going on. So the tactical unit just turned up ahead. Alright, so it might actually be like a standoff situation if they got tactical. I filmed a couple of these before. It might be a standoff situation. They don't usually involve, it seems like they don't usually involve tactical units unless it's a standoff type of situation. Hey, there's Vancouver, Canada. Sorry about the bouncy screen, I'm jogging right now. Okay, it's a developing story. This seems like the kind of thing that's gonna be on the news possibly. Okay, there's another tactical unit just turned in here. So that's multiple tactical units on scene. So yeah, it's looking like a standoff type of situation. Okay, so the alleged crime scene perimeter, it seems to be like 5-6 blocks. There's cops in this direction. The tactical unit, they just turned that way. Alright, I'm gonna jog again. Okay, so if it is a standoff type of situation, as I suspect, these things can go anywhere from like an hour to 3-4 hours. Alright, so there's fire rescue here. Yeah, there's cops all over. This place is crawling with cops. There's gotta be like 30-40 cops on scene. I don't know what okay, there's the tactical units, they're getting geared up. Oh, they got huge, oh, look at the equipment they have. They got the big guns out. Oh, they're in full gear. They're in full tactical gear here. So you can see the tactical guys. I'm gonna see where they're headed. I think they're headed towards that condo. Whatever is happening, I think it's happening inside that condo apartment that's across the street. Okay, so they got, I can't really see all the equipment they got, but they're taking a whole bunch of equipment into that condo, apartment, whatever that is. So that's the site of the incident, whatever is happening. They're in full tactical gear. This cop standing outside with some kind of, I don't know if that's a beanbag gun or a machine gun. Okay, yeah, you can't really probably see that because it's visibility, it's pretty dark. Visibility is pretty low, but there's two cops standing outside the building. They're looking up and they got some kind of, it's either a beanbag gun or some kind of automatic type of weapon. And 2 or 3 tactical unit guys just entered that building. You guys probably recognize, you guys might recognize that sergeant if you've seen some of my videos. He's in probably like 3 or 4 of those videos. Okay, I would cross the street, but I think if I'm gonna stay right here for now, because I think some of these cops, again, some cops probably gonna approach me shortly and ask me to leave. I don't think they want witness for this. Miss Jill, hey, thank you. Anybody that wants to follow will follow you back. I think they got paramedics and fire rescue on standby, so that kind of tells you that it's possible somebody's gonna get hurt. I don't think anybody's been hurt yet. I'm not totally sure on that, but it's possible they're gonna use their weapons. I don't know whether it's lethal or non-lethal weapons, but it's possible weapons are gonna be used. That's why they got paramedics and fire rescue on standby already. Okay, there goes another tactical unit person. He's got I don't know what kind of gun that is, but again, I think they're gonna break into somebody's place. They're gonna storm somebody's place. They got that whole shield thing. I'm not sure what the proper term for that is, but they got that shield thing. Okay, I'm actually surprised another cop hasn't approached me and tried to get hostile with me, tell me to get out of here. I don't think that I don't think he's gonna give any information, but I'm gonna ask. Okay, so it's happening in one of the upper rooms, I think, because I saw the cops standing over there with the guns. They were looking up, so it's happening in one of the upper floors of that building, whatever it is. And again, this could be somebody going through, you know, somebody having mental distress. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a dangerous person. Doesn't justify whatever is going on, but yeah, it could be. I've seen these types of situations before where it's a person just going through mental issues, going through mental duress. That cop's putting up police tape.
I guess he's gonna leave because he's in the area as well.
Okay, so of course they're gonna get hostile with me. They don't want witnesses. They're gonna ask me to go somewhere else.
Yeah, we're just gonna push back a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stand over here. You
No, further down.
We're gonna block
This
the
is all
road.
blocked off.
We're blocked off. The entire lane's blocked off. I was telling you back there. You're gonna either you stand back there and record.
No, I'm gonna stand back here. Like I said, I'm willing to take the risk. If shots get fired, it's cool. I'm willing to take the risk.
We have a responsibility to protect life, so I don't want that to happen.
I don't need you to protect me.
Well, that's fine. You can have to back up. You can.
No, this guy.
You can record, but I'm gonna put the tape.
That's enough of it. That's pretty much enough of a distance, right? That's a safe distance.
My job, so you have to move.
Well, somebody's got to tell you how to do your job.
Okay, well, that's fine. You could do that while back over there. You have to keep on moving. I'm gonna block the whole lane.
What's your badge number? Okay,
You're
so
recording me.
they don't want this being recorded. Look at this. He's trying to push me back as far as possible. I don't know if there's other people recording. There's a restaurant right there, Luigi's. There's surveillance cameras there. That building probably has surveillance cameras, but of course that's not going to be publicly accessible, right? Those videos. But it seems like he's just trying to push me farther and farther out so that I can't film properly, but still got a pretty good view of the door of the building. Oh, great job putting up the police tape. Like, what the? How about you fasten it better? The police tape just fell off. They don't want witnesses. That's the thing. I've had this happen before where cops just come up to you. Like, that's happening across the street, right? Whatever happens is gonna happen across the street. And they try to use the guise of public safety, but really they just don't want their possible misconduct being broadcast. I mean, why don't they evacuate the restaurant? They're telling me to back up, right? Why don't they close that restaurant down? Why don't they evacuate the restaurant? They care so much about public safety. Why don't they evacuate that building?
Yeah. Are we gonna go to the other post right there? Yeah. Okay.
And again, despite their attempts to obstruct filming, I've still got a pretty good view of the
You're
building.
more than welcome to film. Nobody's obstructing you.
Or you're trying to obstruct. Okay, so this is the arbitrary line they've created. If you go past this point, you'll get falsely arrested. Okay, but yeah, you can still see the doors from here, whatever happens, if they bring somebody out.
Where?
Got another troll in here. Okay, so for anybody just tuning in, there's probably 20-30 cops here. There's multiple roads blocked off. This is like in the Gore Street and Alexander. This is right near our place. We're not that far from here. Yeah, so this much of a police presence, it's likely a standoff. There's multiple tactical units here. You can see the trucks across the street. Those belong to the tactical units. So there's 2 cops standing outside, one with some kind of, I don't know if it's a machine gun, some kind of automatic weapon or a beanbag. Multiple members of the tactical unit, one inside their building, like full armor, whatever, full gear. They got a whole bunch of gear. One of them had one of those shield things. It seems like they're gonna storm the room, possibly, whatever room this is happening in. And it's a developing story. Don't have all the details yet. Haven't talked to any witnesses yet. That cop's giving me the side eye. Yeah, there's East Hastings Street. Oh, did they? Oh, yeah, I just noticed that. They did. You're right about that. I think they did move the car. Ooh. And I'm gonna send this story to the news probably. This is probably gonna be on the mainstream news outlets and all that. Hey, this is Vancouver, Canada. Alright, it's a pretty quiet night, so if there's any shots fired or anything like that, it should have a positive outcome would be.
You should leave the area, it's not safe.
Ah, let's go on. I'll risk it. I'm gonna film this. Alright, so there's another tactical person, I think. And they're telling me to leave the area, it's not safe, but I'm not concerned about that.
Sorry, so you're gonna have to walk around. Thank you.
Hey Claudio, thank you for following. Anybody that wants to follow will follow you back. Appreciate it. Alright, so it seems like anytime there's this much of a police presence, it seems like a standoff situation. Allegedly, like possibly somebody with a weapon. It could be a non-dangerous person just going through mental distress, going through some kind of episode. Some Karen calls the cops on them. It's still a developing story. Don't know the full details yet. But I'm gonna stick around until this is, even if this takes like 1 hour, 2 hours, I'm gonna stick around until this is over. Keisha, thank you so much for being in here. Appreciate it. Thank you for modding. You're awesome. Check out Keisha's Shellon if you guys haven't already. Check out her Shellon. She's got some great content. Danny, yeah, I'm probably gonna contact the media later on. Send them this video. It's possible this is gonna be on like CTV News, CBC, and all that tomorrow. Yeah, because this is a pretty big scene. Like I said, there's probably 20-30 cops around here. They got roads closed off in multiple directions, sidewalks closed off in multiple directions. They're probably rerouting transit and stuff as well, so traffic's affected. There's probably traffic delays, there's probably transit delays. There's a restaurant right across the street, Ask Luigi. Apparently that's a good restaurant, kind of pricey, but kind of random fact, but I think I saw somewhere that Ryan Reynolds and his wife Blake Lively or whatever his name is, that's one of their favorite restaurants. Apparently, like whenever they're in town, they go to that restaurant. Okay. There doesn't seem to be any movement right now. Like looking towards the building. And any excessive force they use, whatever, it's gonna happen. It's probably gonna happen on the inside, right? So I don't. That probably won't be caught on camera. But if there are any shots, whether it's beanbag or regular shots, it's pretty quiet out here, so it's gonna be heard.
Sorry guys, I'm gonna have
How's it going, man?
get you guys move a little bit further.
They're trying to push us further back,
It's
of
for
course.
safety reasons.
Of course.
Okay.
They just don't want
Yeah,
witnesses.
sorry, it's closed off right now. We got a major event going on. So
Okay, see, that's typical of the cops, right? They're trying to push everybody back. They don't want any witnesses for this.
Where's the tape fucking?
Sorry?
Where's the?
We're gonna put it up for.
Look at that. It's not.
Probably about half a block down.
Sorry, we're gonna go.
Look at that. That's unreasonable to extend the so-called crime scene. So,
Until you actually get injured. So.
Nothing but getting.
It's across the street. There's no chance of injury.
Yeah, we're gonna put this tied up somewhere here. Sorry, Rakesh, you're gonna have to move. I'm putting other tape. It's just gonna be outer perimeter, so it's gonna.
Look at that. That's disgusting. That's how afraid the police are of accountability, right? They're trying to push any witnesses back as far as possible, right? It's not even necessary for them to push it back. Okay, see, more.
Yes.
See, I'm still gonna. Look at that. That's disgusting how afraid they are of accountability, right? They're trying to block the view of the building, right? They don't.
Hey yo, bro,
Yeah.
move back.
Yeah, they're likely gonna.
Yo. First of all, the reason why they have their flashing lights on is
Yeah.
so that your camera can't pick up.
Yeah,
exactly
you're
what
right
the
about that.
footage is.
Are you recording as well?
I was trying to, but
Awesome, man. Anytime you see something like this, record it, man. There's
that's
so many.
The only way that we're gonna keep our fucking country
Exact-
safe
I
from
totally-
execution is like this.
I totally agree with you. They're not all bad. Like not all cops
No,
are bad,
no.
but like
So-
these guys, a lot of them are. Like
But for anyone
again, they're trying to
that
block
you-
off. You can't even see the door. That's what they want, right? That's their objective. Sure. That's their excuse, right?
Yo,
That's their
for
excuse.
anybody to come at you and state that you have a weapon when you're drawn on first by a person with a firearm,
Yeah.
is contradictory to the English dictionary. A weapon is a weapon only used with the intent to cause harm.
Exactly.
If you have a knife in your pocket, a gun in your pocket, that's not even a weapon. But they can use
Just
their
pull on it a little
force.
bit more,
I don't know.
so it'll be tight. It's okay. So it's okay. It should be fine because we're gonna.
Okay, I'm gonna go across the street. I'm gonna go across the street. They're trying to push. That's disgusting. They're trying to push people back as far as possible. And again, if people weren't filming, if there weren't people around here filming, then they wouldn't be doing this. Of course, sometimes crime scenes they don't even put up police tape. So this is it's just an attempt to evade accountability. Oh, something, I just heard a shot. Okay, a shot just rang out. I don't know if that's a beanbag gun or a regular shot, but I heard a pop. That sounded like a gunshot. And of course, right before that happens, they start pushing people back, right? Right before the shot goes off, they start pushing people back.
There's no reason why.
Yeah.
There's no reason why we should be pushing.
Thank you for
back
following.
this far.
Appreciate
You can't even have reporters go near there now.
I know.
And if that's anything to do with the police having any problems with the cause of this, do
you mind being on camera?
Yeah, no, not at all.
Okay.
If they have any reason why the police are the cause of this reason,
Yeah.
of the problem that's going on,
Yeah.
they'll put a publicity ban on it, so you cannot be spoken about in public television, news, or anything. That is illegal, contradicted to our human rights.
I
We
know.
as a people need to stand together. First of all, to be told that you cannot bear a firearm when a firearm is drawn on you, or even defend yourself. If I tried to kill this man here, and he had to kill me to stop me from killing him, he'd get a manslaughter charge.
Right.
This government is so guilty of terrorism that we as a people are at threat of death because of them.
Well, you're spitting mostly facts. I agree with most of that. Yeah. What's your name, man? Stu, pleasure to meet
Seashell
you, man.
Records.
Sorry?
Of Seashell Records.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Nice to
What
meet
is that? Seashell.
Like
You have a
S-
record
S-
company?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Like SEE Shell Records.
Well, I'm gonna look that up. Do you get? Oh,
I
you have a
honestly-
website or anything like that?
Well, technically I'm trying to get somebody to help me with that
Yeah.
because my music producer is back in jail doing life.
No. That's terrible.
There's no way that we should be pushed this far back.
I don't know this too. And again, if people weren't filming, then they wouldn't even care, right? They wouldn't.
But the fact that they have their flashing lights on, it deters the actual scene of what's going on.
Yeah, you got a point. And look at that, they got cars blocked. They got cars blocking the way they're parked. They intentionally parked that way, probably, right? They're trying to block the view of the doors where this is happening.
They're trying to block the
I
video
know.
footage. The whole scene, the reason why these flashing lights are so bright is that anybody taking footage, it's not accurate.
Yeah, look at it, you can't really see, right? Like,
Right?
I'm doing a live on this and it's kind of,
blurry. It's from it.
it's interfering with the visibility, though.
Now, this is what we call.
Okay, but a shot rang out like 5 minutes ago. As soon as they started, conveniently, right? As soon as they start pushing us even further back, then like, I know, they knew they were gonna, they probably knew they were gonna fire shots or whatever, so as soon as they start pushing us back, like 2 minutes later, a shot rings out. And I'm not sure yet if it was a beanbag gun or if it was like a regular shot.
Either or, whether or not it's a beanbag gun, for them to draw any firearm on anybody for no fucking apparent reason. They could shoot you in the leg, they could shoot you in the arm, they could beanbag you once, but they'd rather stand over top of you and beanbag you 100 times.
Yeah, have you seen, they actually killed someone, Jason Oyet or something, an indigenous guy. They killed him like 2 months ago, 6 shots. Exactly. And he didn't commit a crime or anything, right?
Right across the street from
you actually witnessed that? Sorry you witnessed. Sorry that was such a tragedy for that to happen. Like, look up the Jason Oyet story. I'm probably saying his name wrong.
But the fact of the matter, that's one of thousands.
Exactly, totally. I agree, man. Say whatever you want.
One of thousands of situations that these police have committed. We're sitting under a pay tax or else to fund bullets to be put not only in innocent people across the Middle East, Vietnam, Korea, all those other countries that have been wiped the frick out by NATO and all them, so that they can control this area, but our own country. We need to stand together and ban the bans. There's no reason why we should not be standing together. We need to govern this government, arrest them for war crimes. They're not only to be audited, but found guilty of terrorism. They state what a crime is so that they can tell you what to do at gunpoint and yet break every law possible on the worst levels. They kidnap women, take them to fucking other countries and sell them. They're not your friends. They never will be. So do not ever trust a cop. If you need help, call me, Stu. 778-709.
Oh, don't give your number. You're gonna get prank called or something.
1077. That's fine. I'm not here. They've done bad. They kidnapped me at one point, bro.
Are you serious?
Kidnapped me, tortured me, put a rig in my arm telling me I knew who somebody was when I didn't. They came and kidnapped the footage that I had of them home invading me with a firearm. They said I had a firearm. I never had a firearm. Boom! My door gets kicked open. It shows them going up to my door, blanking the footage out, pointing something at the camera. 17 seconds of missing footage. If my friend hadn't come over that 17 seconds, I would have been dead, set up with a fucking firearm that they brought. When they were searching me in the hallway, I saw the little firearm in his pocket.
You're talking about the Vancouver police? This happened here?
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about?
Yeah, and then I went and took it to Pivot. David Eby was the one that signed the affidavit agreeing to do the civil suit.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, 8 months later, he's now Attorney General and can't do it. I'm like, what? That guy just took a bribe. So did Katrina Pasty. And now David Eby's Premier of Canada. BC, sorry.
Yeah.
These people got paid off not to take the case. Hello.
Hey, thank you for following, anybody. Appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Okay, so again, anybody just tuning in, there was a shot fired. It sounded like a single shot, but yeah, I'm not sure whether it was a beanbag or a regular gun. Not sure if there's what kind of injuries there are, if there are any injuries.
Yo, bro. What's your name?
It's Rakesh. You can call me Rick.
Stu.
Stu, yeah, pleasure to meet you,
Nice to
man.
meet you, bro.
Yeah, man.
More people like you and me and everybody else need to be doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I just came blocks down the street to make sure somebody was not being fucked with.
Awesome.
But of
So
course,
nice.
we can't see shit.
Yeah, we need more people like you in the world, man. That's awesome that you would do that. Take time to do that. Like, most people would probably like walk on by. They
not
see
give
something,
a
they
shit.
wouldn't even care, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a threat on our lives. right now.
And it could happen to any. That kind of thing could happen. I've been falsely, like you said, the experience you had, the negative experience you had with it. I've been falsely arrested by the cops. I've been beat up by the cops. So it could happen to anyone.
And the fact that it can is a war crime punishable by death in any country but here. Not even. If this kind of action would be taken in any other country, this government would be rolling in there and taking action against them. We need some help from China and Putin and all them people. We'd be literally better off speaking French and separated from Ottawa. Because right now they're in breach of war crimes punishable by death. But of course, we, not allowed to bear arms to defend ourselves, are at a lesser than and at a very major risk of death.
Can you have a license? Like, I'm not even totally sure on the gun laws in this country.
Bro, you cannot buy a sidearm.
Not even for
unless you
others.
have a license.
Yeah.
To do with the police or an agency.
Oh, that's pretty crazy.
That's bad. That is so contradictory to our rights. Oh my god. I just hope that they didn't kill nobody like they usually have.
Yeah.
We'll find out later, I guess.
Alright, man. Have a good one. Pleasure talking to you, man. Nice meeting you.
Respect, Sam.
You too, man.
Hey, you ever need my number?
Huh? Oh, yeah, it's going to be on here. I'm going to download the video later.
778 709
Yeah, I'm going to give you a call sometime, man.
1077.
Good luck with the record company and all that, man.
Bro, I'm starting a political party against this people.
Nice, huh? That guy's pretty awesome. Alright, so the view of the building, like the view of the doors, is pretty much completely blocked. Right before the shot rang out, a bunch of cops started trying to back us. I was up front over there, and they kept trying to push the police tape up, just trying to get rid of witnesses. This is Vancouver, Canada. Yeah, that guy made a lot of good points, but that China Putin thing is probably wrong on that matter. But he made a lot of the stuff he was saying. It makes some of it makes sense. Like, that guy knows what he's talking about. And again, he claims to have been, attacked by the police. Plenty of people have a similar story. And again, visibility of the door where this the building across the street, if you can see that, it's a condo or some kind of apartment. I'm pretty sure it's a condo. It's visibility is completely blocked. That's intentional on the part of the police. They got cars parked in such a way that you can't even see the door. And again, they push the police line back way farther than it's necessary. Of course, they're using the guise of public safety, but whatever's gonna happen, it's happening on the inside, right? A shot was fired, that happened on the inside. They just don't want whatever's happening to be exposed. And if people weren't filming, they wouldn't even care, right? They probably wouldn't even be police tape up.
Take care, sir. Yep.
Also, he's not obstructed from traveling on the sidewalk. They're probably going to be around here. I'm not sure if the mainstream media outlets, I'm not sure if they've gotten like word of this happening, but I mean, somebody's probably already got videos up on Twitter. I'm going to put this video up later and send it to news outlets, but it's likely somebody's already filmed this. Somebody's probably got it on Twitter, TikTok, whatever. So they probably gotten word that this is happening. Yo, should I stay here or should I go to a different side? This is probably the best view. You can't see much of what's going on, but you can see there's still some visibility of that building, of the door. Alright, so we got some cops just standing around doing absolutely nothing. Of course, that's typical of the police. Snoof, how's it going? This is in Vancouver, Canada, near Gore Avenue and Alexander Street. This is like right in front of Google Ask Luigi. There's a restaurant right there called Ask Luigi. Apparently it's a pretty popular restaurant. Celebrities go there and all that. But there's a building right across the street. It looks to be a condo building. That's where the incident is happening. Apparently on one of the upper floors. Somebody was shot. It seems like, again, it could have been a non-lethal. They call it non-lethal, but it actually is lethal if a person is shot enough times at a close range with a beanbag gun. Y'all can look up the effects of the Vancouver police, and most police, they try to claim that it's a non-lethal weaponry, but there's been plenty of people that have been killed with the beanbag guns. Recently, 2 or 3 months ago, a man named Jason Oyet, I'm probably saying his last name wrong. Y'all can look up that story. He was killed with 6 beanbag shots and he hadn't committed a crime, right? Somebody bear sprayed the guy and he was in distress. Like, he needed medical attention and the cops arrived. Somebody called the cops on him. He went into some store. He got some milk and he started pouring it over himself, and he started taking off his clothes like his skin was probably burning, right, from the effects of the bear spray. Police arrive. Instead of helping him, instead of de-escalating, instead of talking to him, they shoot him 6 times close range with a beanbag gun and they kill him. And if there hadn't been witnesses to that, like initially when they talked about that, when they released a like official statement through social media and all that, they didn't even mention the beanbagging and all that. It wasn't until the witnesses came out that they saw him getting beanbagged. Then they changed up their story. This is Vancouver, Canada, near Gore Avenue. Yeah, Gore and Alexander. It's near Gastown. And again, this pretty much confirms just how afraid the cops are of accountability, how afraid they are of having possible misconduct filmed. There's still, if they truly cared about public safety, like, why not evacuate that building, right? There's still people, you can still see people going in and out of that building. So they haven't even evacuated that building. There's still people moving about. This restaurant's still open, I think. Exactly, there's gotta be more accountability, or this is just gonna keep happening. Like, bad cops running amok. It's not gonna stop until there's a complete like reform, overhaul of the police act. Trisha, how's it going? Nice to see you. Again, I kind of apologize for the lack. It's not my fault, but I apologize for the lack of visibility. I was like way closer, but again, the cops kept trying to push me back. Now I'm like 2 blocks away. Not 2 blocks, a block away from where the incident took place. I was way closer. Then intentionally the cops keep moving the police tape further and further back. But there's probably 20, 30 cops, possibly more at the scene. There's multiple paramedics, I think, fire rescue. And they probably knew that there was going to be weaponry deployed or whatever. That's why they actually had paramedics standing by. Like, they've been here since pretty much the beginning of the scene. Aiden Cox, thank you for following, appreciate it. So I'm not sure if this is gonna have a good outcome or bad outcome. Like I said, there was apparently 1 shot that rang out. You could hear it. This is like a block away. It's a quiet night, but quiet neighborhood. You could hear it. There was a popping sound. You could clearly hear it. All the way over here, there was a shot fired. Whether or not it was a beanbag gun or an actual or the regular gun, I'm not sure about that yet. Developing story. Still don't have all the details. This is probably going to be on the news. I'm going to send this to news outlets later on. Look for further information. Thank you for following. Appreciate it. We'll follow you back. Hey, how's it going? Did you happen to see what happened? Oh, okay, this guy doesn't want to talk apparently. Alright, so that was pretty quick that a shot was fired, right? That was probably a half an hour into the incident that a shot was fired. So, I mean, no patience on their part, apparently. I filmed a couple of these police situations where it wasn't until probably like an hour and a half into the incident where a shot was fired. Sometimes they'll try to get sometimes they'll get a negotiator in here, have a negotiator speak to the person, you know, try to de-escalate. But it doesn't seem like there was much de-escalation at work here. I think it's possible they escalated pretty quickly. Yeah, I got the shot on live. I'll put this up later on TikTok. It's gonna be too big for TikTok, but I'll put like a small sample on TikTok, and then I'll put the full video on YouTube. You can hear it on the live, the shot ringing out. And I'm not sure if I should try going to a different spot. It looks like it's blocked off in pretty much every direction, so I probably won't be able to get closer than this to the incident. But I'm not sure if I should stick around at this location or try to at least get a better vantage point. Danny, it's possible they killed somebody. And of course, when the police release their official statement on this incident, they're probably going to be as vague as possible, as is typical. If there was any misconduct on the part of the cops, if somebody was injured, killed unnecessarily, of course, they're just going to try to portray that person as an aggressor and themselves as the heroes, even if the opposite is true. And it's very likely the other standoff situations that I filmed, one of them, it was just a person going through a mental health episode. I think they had schizophrenia or something like that, and they were just going through an episode. They locked themselves in their room. I think they didn't actually hurt anybody, but apparently somebody saw them possibly holding a weapon or something, and they called the police. And similar to this, like a whole bunch of tactical units arrived, 20-30 cops. So it's possible it's just somebody going through a mental health episode. Again, half the cops at the scene seem to be just standing around doing absolutely nothing. Okay, they're saying no one died, but it's a bad idea to trust the police.
Okay, so we're gonna walk. Sorry, sir. Okay, thank you. All the best.
Can y'all actually hear me gum? You can actually hear me chewing gum? What? Yeah, it's super quiet around here. Hey, Trisha's in here. I didn't see you. How's it going? What? I can't believe you can actually hear me chewing gum. Okay, this is now going to be a tutorial on how to chew gum. This is no longer about the police incident. This is about my gum chewing. I'm going to describe my gum chewing. Okay, so I like to chew on the left side to begin with. Then I like to move it over to the right side, the gum. Then I'll move it back to the left side. Kind of circle it in my mouth. That's crazy. I saw some people, some trolls too, like mention gum chewing. I didn't know they were talking about me. It's weird that you guys can actually hear that. And for anybody wondering what brand gum I'm chewing, because that's probably important. You guys probably want to know. The news is probably going to want to know. That's important information. I'm chewing Trident watermelon flavored gum. So do with that information what you will. Okay, so I think, okay, initially I thought there were 2 tactical units, but there's actually 3 tactical units. You can see the three pickup trucks or whatever. Those are the tactical units, so there's 3 there. I'm pretty sure they've already got somebody in custody, like pretty much probably after the shot rang out. That's probably when they stormed the room or whatever and took the person into custody. So I don't know if they've brought the person out yet or not, because you can't really see much from here. But it's likely that after the shot rang out, they took the person into custody. There's probably a paddy wagon parked around here somewhere. I'm not sure if they've actually I don't think they've actually transported the person yet. I think they're actually starting to leave now. And there's so many cops just nonchalantly walking around, standing around, doing absolutely nothing here. I should do like an ASMR live on gum chewing. Just enjoy the soothing sounds of my gum chewing. Exactly, it's just a single person, and it's not even like, it's possible it could be a so-called dangerous person, but like I suspect it's a person going through a mental health episode or something. It's not even necessary, and they've already got the situation under control. Most of these cops are just slacking off. They're just here to waste as much time and funding as possible. Look at that. Look at those cops up ahead. They got their hands in their pockets. They're just waddling around, gossiping with each other. Like, go take another call. Go respond to something else. It seems like this is pretty much under control. Yeah, that's true. It could be multiple people, but but this is actually typical, right? Even I filmed other police incidents where it was just a single person and it wasn't even a dangerous situation, like something mild, like petty theft or something, and still they'll call out like 8 to 10 cops or something might respond to the scene for something as trivial as petty theft. I know, I think you can go around.
No, you can't even go around.
The city would actually be way better, and most cities would be better with less cops and more divert that funding to mental health, to affordable housing, to community resources. The society would be better off if there were less, if there were less cops and more funding going towards things that actually benefit society instead of enriching these guys that seem to do the absolutely bare minimum in most situations. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And I heard they're actually thinking, like, after the whole George Floyd murder by those cops, a lot of high schools have like a police presence there. There's somebody, I forgot what the actual term is, but there's a cop at the school, and they're actually thinking about reinstating this. They got rid of it after the George Floyd murder, and a lot of people, a lot of students, a lot of high schools and stuff that had, they didn't want them. They said they felt uncomfortable, they felt unsafe with a cop at the school. They got rid of that, right? But now they're actually talking about reinstating that program, putting cops back in schools, and that's probably like one of the worst things you can do. Like, y'all can check the like mainstream media outlet, news website, CTV, CBS. Recently it came out that there was an RCMP cop arrested for going around and flashing students, right? He would go to high schools and expose his genitals to high school girls. And there was another story that came out of a Vancouver police having sex with like a 16-year-old. The dude was like 30, 40 years old, I don't know how long, and he had sex with a student, right? A 16-year-old, and she claimed that it was sexual assault, but he got acquitted of it. And they're actually talking about putting these guys back in schools, right? Like, even after all that, some cops committing sexual assault, all this stuff, like students feeling unsafe around cops, and they're actually thinking about putting cops back in schools. Sorry that happened to you, Black Black. Now the school is the last place they should have cops. Like I said, most students, they don't like that idea. They actually, it has the opposite effect, right? Cops are supposed to make people feel unsafe, but policing is gone. It's deteriorated to the point that most people actually feel the opposite. They feel unsafe in the presence of police, and it's just probably gonna cause issues. There's probably gonna be racial profiling and all this stuff going on. Like I said, some cops are good, but some of these cops are predators, right? And you're putting them in an environment where they're gonna be able to possibly prey on students. So the last thing schools need is a police presence. I mean, this isn't the States, right? In the States, you got school shootings and stuff going on sometimes. I don't think there's been a single school shooting in Vancouver or in Canada. Well, actually, I'm not sure about the rest of Canada, but I'm pretty certain, I'll do research on this later, I'm almost certain there hasn't been like a single school shooting in Vancouver. Where is this? This is Gore Avenue, I think Alexander Street. I'm right, this incident is happening right across the street from Ask Luigi's. It's a pretty popular restaurant. Y'all can Google the address if you want. Just look up Ask Luigi's, the restaurant, and it's happening right across the street from the restaurant. It's a condo. The condo you can see over there across the street, that's where it's happening. I'm not sure if they've got anybody in custody yet, an alleged suspect, but a shot rang out probably a half an hour ago, maybe more than that. So it seems like they might have stormed the building. I mean, stormed the room. It's 6:13 here in Vancouver, Canada. Yeah, and just look at how many cops are just walking around doing absolutely nothing, and they want more funding. This is how they spend a lot of their funding, doing the bare minimum, most of them, and they actually want more funding. There's a homelessness crisis going on in Vancouver, a mental health crisis going on in Vancouver. There's a substance use issue going on in Vancouver. And instead of funding those, let's give more money to the cops. And they already make up like 20-25% of the entire city budget, and yet they continue to ask for more and more money. This is happening in Vancouver, Canada, downtown Vancouver, Canada, right in front of a restaurant called Ask Luigi's. Alright, so not sure yet if anybody's been hurt, if anybody's been killed. A shot rang out about 30-40 minutes ago. It's a developing story, so there's probably going to be more info on this later on. I'm not sure if it was a beanbag shot or an actual shot. But beanbags are just as lethal. Cops try to claim that beanbag guns aren't lethal, but they are lethal if used at close range. Y'all can do the research if you want, look up the details on beanbag guns. Like, plenty of people have been killed with beanbag guns. And you can, oh shit, I should have switched to this place probably a while ago. Okay, you can actually see better from here. There's still like 2 or 3 cops standing outside the building. I think they're holding, I think those are cops. You can't really see much from here. Hey, Van City Eats, how you doing? Is it really? It's already on Global News. Global News is probably the worst of all the mainstream media outlets. Global News gotta be the worst, probably. What are they saying about this? Anybody have any information out there? I'd be appreciated if y'all could check Twitter or whatever. And of course, any information provided by the cops is probably going to be biased. It's not going to be the truth. If there was any police misconduct, they're going to omit that.
Jackson Street to the right, and then follow on the south side of Powell. Sorry for the inconvenience. Just police incident.
Okay, I'm actually gonna go to the other side.
Have a great one.
Oh, no, wait. Is that what the story is? Somebody had a kid hostage? Is that, where'd you get that from? What's the source on that? Is that from the news? Yeah, this is downtown Vancouver near Gore Avenue. I think Gore Avenue and Alexander Street. It's right across the street. The building where the incident is taking place is right across the street from a restaurant called Ask Luigi's. Y'all could Google that if you want the exact location, address, or whatever. Y'all can Google Ask Luigi's. And if that is the actual story, like somebody had a kid hostage, obviously nothing justifies that, but it's possible somebody's having a mental episode. I don't think they even have any mental, you think at a scene like this where there's possibly like a mental health element to it, you think they'd have like a negotiator or something, some mental health professional, some nurses accompanying the cops. I don't think they have any of that. Like somebody better than the cops at de-escalating the situation. And cops tend to escalate the situation even when it's not necessary. Hey, thank you, appreciate that, Parrot. Thank you for the compliment, that's huge. Well, I've filmed one of these, a similar type of standoff situation before. It happened near near Science World, Main Street, whatever, and they actually had a in that situation, they actually had a negotiator trying to talk to the person, trying to de-escalate, talking to them through one of those like megaphones and just telling them, you know, trying to de-escalate the situation, telling them, you know, we're gonna try and help you and all that. And I think that ended with the person being tasered. And it's a similar situation there. They tried to push everybody back. I was filming there. There were like a bunch of people filming there. Like news outlets arrived there and they were trying to film. And the guy was like crumpled on the ground. I think they tasered him multiple times and they released a police dog on the person. And that was another situation in which it seems like there was one or multiple mental health issues involved. But yeah, they didn't want that being recorded. Okay, that person's got a gun. They're putting it back. Alright, so it looks like it's pretty much over with. Oh, Dez, you're in here too. Hey, thank you so much for taking on mod duties. Appreciate it. How you doing? How's your day been? Of course now, it doesn't justify, even if somebody's got mental health issues, like some kind of substance issue, it doesn't justify committing a crime or hurting anybody. But the thing is, they don't mention this, right? They usually don't. It's a factor in a lot of these types of things. Mental health is a factor, but they don't mention that, right? They just try to portray the person as a dangerous individual, right? And this crime, it's possible this crime could have been prevented. Like so many of these crimes could be prevented if the person gets help earlier, right? If mental health, if there were more resources available, if it was more easily accessible. There's so many people around here, it seems like, that have an untreated mental health issues, right? Because it's so difficult to access mental health in this city. It can take 6 months unless a person's suicidal. It can take anywhere from 6 months to a year just to see a psychiatrist, just to get some medication. So yeah, so many of these things could be prevented. This is Alexander Street, Gore Avenue, in front of Luigi's, Ask Luigi's restaurant. It's near Gastown. Our place isn't that far from here. It's like 10 minutes away from here. Okay, so some of the cops, this cop's putting his weapons away, so the situation looks to be pretty much over with.
Over here.
Huh?
What happened over here?
I don't have the full story yet, but apparently there was, in that building, there's some kind of standoff situation going on in that apartment or condo. Do you know what that is? Is it a condo?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So but there was a shot. I don't know who got shot, but you could hear a shot,
shot
like
went
40
off?
minutes ago. Yeah, a shot went off like 40 minutes ago.
Really? Eh? Crazy.
Okay, so apparently you can go through to pick up a pizza, but if I were to go through this police tape right now for filming, they would probably try to falsely arrest me, but that dude just came this way with a pizza. So apparently it's cool. It's cool to walk through here, go past the police tape if you've got a pizza or whatever, but if you're filming, then you're gonna be arrested. Hey Kush, that might be some good advice. I'm gonna order some Chinese food, maybe some butter chicken or what. Hey, it's over, right? Hey. Amanda, how's it going? Thank you so much for keeping the live clean from some of the trolls.
What's going on? What's happening?
So apparently some kind of police, I don't have the full story yet. Are you from like a media outlet?
Yeah.
Oh, you are? Oh, cool. I've got actually this whole thing. Who you with?
Independent.
Oh, independent. Oh, nice. Yeah, so apparently there's some kind of standoff situation happening in that condo over there. There was a shot fired about 40 minutes ago.
Okay.
Some people on here on the live, I'm not sure if it's true or not, but some people on the live are saying that it was a hostage situation with a kid. Somebody was holding a kid hostage. I don't know if that's
Okay, I better
true.
film. I'll come
Yeah. This is Vancouver, Canada. Yeah, I'm actually gonna go film. I'm gonna go film from that area too. You can see a lot more from that area. If you want the exact location, it's across, I don't know what it's a condo across the street from a restaurant called Ask Luigi's. So if y'all want the exact location, just look up the address of that restaurant, Ask Luigi's. Pretty popular restaurant apparently. A favorite of some celebrities, including Ryan Reynolds. I read that somewhere. Whenever they're in town, him and his wife, they eat here. They got some good grub here, I think. It's a little on the pricey side, but they got some good grub. Hey, Keisha, you're still in here? Nice. I'm gonna chew even louder. Okay, so some of the cops are taking off. Yeah, it looks to be... the situation looks to be at its conclusion. I'm not gonna eat there. I don't really... It's kind of a rip-off, right? We got some pasta from there once, and you get like this tiny... It was a pretty tiny portion, and they charge you like 20-25 bucks. Like, what? That's a rip-off. I mean, there's other great pasta places in the city that give you huge portions. Better value than that place. Another 12. Yeah, I heard a copter. I heard a copter around here. Probably like 20 minutes ago. I have no idea if that's a news copter or not. Do you have a YouTube channel?
No.
Ugh. Do you want me to say pasta in like a sexy voice? Pasta. Alright, that wasn't sexy at all. That was supposed to be sexy, but it turned out to be the opposite. This is Alexander Street, Vancouver, Canada. Alexander Street, Gore Avenue. There's a condo in front of the restaurant called Ass Luigi's. That's where the incident took place. It's still a developing story. I'm not sure. I heard there was a shot rang out about 40 minutes ago. Some people on the live are saying that it was a hostage situation, like somebody was holding a kid hostage. Not sure what their source is, if that's actually what happened. But yeah, there's probably going to be more info on this later on. Does Vancouver even have a chicken filler? Anybody that's following, thank you so much. Appreciate it. We'll follow you back. Does anybody in this live have a police scanner? Jen Bear, you got any recommendations for a police scanner app? I'll do some research on that later on. I mean, we're staying downtown, so you're gonna come across so many police incidents just walking through here. What website? Is there a particular Kush? What are you talking? Which website are you talking about? And of course, just like with the SkyTrain incident where where transit police brutalized that woman, one of my more recent videos on TikTok and YouTube, like when they released their official statement, they tried to portray the other person as it was just an unhoused woman trying to get shelter from the rain or whatever, right? She wasn't doing anything wrong. She hadn't committed a crime, but yet they did that to her. So with this incident too, like any of these incidents where there might be police misconduct involved, they're not going to mention any of that probably when they release their official statement. They'll try to be as vague as possible and just put themselves in the best light and try to portray the other person as a dangerous person. Scanner radio. Hey, thank you for that. Appreciate it. We'll check that out later on. Thank you, Hawk State 46. Appreciate it. Alright, so this is Gore Avenue and Alexander Street. It's happening right in front of a restaurant called Ass Luigi's. There's a condo across the street. That's where it's taking place.
Are you guys looking to go somewhere, or are you guys trying to get around? You'll have to go. Like, where are you going? To just downtown.
Hey, Beth, thank you so much for the rose. Appreciate it. You're awesome. Hey, Guilty Breadcrumb. Nice to see you. How you been doing? Alexis, how you doing?
To be able to go with this.
So there isn't much visibility throughout this live, like except for the beginning. There hasn't been much visibility of the actual building, the doors, because they purposefully pushed people back. Like I was standing over there filming by the edge of the sidewalk over up ahead, and I had a good view of the doors and everything, but they intentionally pushed the witnesses back as far as possible. And they got cars parked in such a way that you can't really see the front of the building. Again, all of this is intentional. Likely they just don't want this stuff being broadcast. Laney, it's so weird that you guys can hear the gum chewing. I pretty much I'm actually trying to quit the gum chewing. But yeah, I do this on pretty much any live I do. I'm usually chewing gum, right? And I don't think there are other times you can hear it, but for some reason today, like, people are saying they can hear my gum chewing. Cause I think it's super quiet around here, that's why. Alright, just for that, I'm gonna chew even louder. Hey, I might pop another gum in. Alright. Okay, so I'm assuming that shortly after the shot rang out, I'm assuming that's when they kind of like stormed the room possibly and took the person into custody. So the person is probably already on their way to jail, or if they required, I'm not sure if anybody was hurt yet. I mean, was that a gunshot or a beanbag shot? Either way, like, a beanbag shot would be preferable probably in that type of shit. They claim it's non-lethal, but it can still be lethal and it can still cause a lot of damage. But it's better than a gunshot. Not sure which one that was, but whoever, that's when they probably took the person into custody. So they're probably on their way already to the jail or the hospital. Duggar, if you haven't heard of a beanbag gun, look it up. They claim it's a non-lethal weapon, but it is lethal. And they've killed, Vancouver police, they actually killed someone with 6 beanbag shots a couple of months ago. And there have been plenty of other people killed with beanbag shots, though they claim it's totally safe. But of course it isn't. Y'all can do some research on that if you want. No, I'm pretty sure it was fired by a cop, right? Because there would have been a gunshot. I just heard the one gunshot, right? If there was an exchange of gunfire, then there would have been more shots, right? So if the person fired a gun, then obviously in return the cops would have fired, and it probably wouldn't have been just a single shot, right? If somebody fires at a cop, then they're probably gonna get they're gonna probably unload they're gonna unload their entire gun probably into that person. So all I heard was one shot. So I think, I'm not totally sure, but I think it was the cops that fired that shot. Because again, it makes sense. Like, if it was the person that fired a shot, then there would have been return fire, and you would have heard more than one shot. Duggar, this is Alexander Street and Gore Avenue. It's right in front. The building where this incident is taking place is in front of a restaurant called Ask Luigi's. Look up that restaurant if you want like exact location. Cool Cat, how you doing? Where you from? What state? It wasn't a car bike. Backfiring, I'm pretty sure. Like a gunshot, any kind of weapon being discharged, it has a very distinctive sound. Like, you're gonna know it when you hear it. You can just tell that's a weapon being discharged. This is Vancouver, Canada. Alrighty, so I think I'm gonna go around here, right? Because I think it's pretty much over. It's likely they got the person in custody. I'm not sure if anybody's been hurt. The shot that was fired, again, not sure yet if anybody was injured, killed. If they've taken the person to the alleged suspect, they've taken the person to the hospital. If it is a hostage situation, is the kid safe? It's a developing story, but I think I'm gonna try and go check out some other angles of this. Try to go to the other side. I mean, how's it going? It's mostly the cops that have guns. There's not many guns in Canada, I think, compared to... I'm actually gonna look up. I'm not really familiar because I don't really care that much about guns, so I'm not even familiar with gun laws in this country. Like, can you have a licensed gun in Vancouver in Canada? I'll do some research on that. Okay, I'm gonna jog real quick. It's gonna be bouncy. Apologize. The screen's gonna be bouncy, but I want to go to the other side, see what's happening. Yo, check out some of this graffiti. Alright, so this is where the perimeter of the scene starts, I guess. Dunleavy and Alexander Street. This is where the road blockade starts. How's it going? I don't think you can open carry. Again, I'm not very familiar with gun laws in Canada yet. I don't think you can open carry anywhere in Canada, right? Because you don't see anybody open carrying a gun. Alright, so the streets are back to normal on this side, kind of. It's still blocked over there. Zan, how's it going? Developing story, don't have all the details yet. Hey, you can hear a cop, you can hear a chopper flying overhead. Could be the news, a news chopper. Denali, yeah, thank you for having compassion for the homeless people. Not everybody does. And that's another example of the city having their priorities completely just backwards. Like, there's people, it's freezing in Vancouver, right? It's possible, like, I don't know how many. That's not gonna be in the news, right? They're not, but it's possible, like, I don't know how many homeless people have developed probably hypothermia. Some people might have even died. It's been super cold the last week. I think Vancouver actually set a record on December 2nd. I saw in some article it got up to it was like -9. That's how cold it got. And that's the coldest apparently it's been in like 100 years. It actually broke a weather record. And there's people trying to survive on the streets in that kind of weather. Like, instead of funding the homelessness situation, instead of funding health, they're giving more and more money to the cops. Okay, so it's still blocked. Gore Avenue is still blocked over here. Gore Avenue and Powell Street, they still got blockades up. Hey, they actually took the police. Oh, I probably should have come down here sooner, because they took the police tape down over here. So there's community police. They just arrived. Oh, never mind. They haven't taken the police tape down yet. There was actually a better view from this area. Probably should have come here sooner. Yeah, it's freezing out. I don't have gloves on and my hands are pretty much numb. Yeah, there's a chopper flying around too, probably with one of the mainstream news outlets. Okay, you can actually hear sirens. That sounds like a police car. I think there's like a separate incident happening as well. Paramedics look to be turning inside here. What is that? It's some kind of paramedic. I think that's a paramedic. Somebody just arrived here. Is there anybody just tuning in? I don't have all the details yet. It's still a developing story, but apparently some people on live are saying that it was a hostage situation, like somebody was holding a kid hostage. So I'm not totally sure if that's the story, but a shot rang out. I heard a shot ring out about 40 minutes ago. Not sure if it was a beanbag shot or what kind of shot it was. But I think there's something going on here, right? The paramedics just arriving. Okay, you're hearing a bunch of sirens. Oh, okay, something bad happened. You got all these paramedics coming now. There are already paramedics on the scene, but there's more paramedics arriving now. So it seems like something bad happened. Was the person killed? I'm not sure. If they actually were holding a person hostage, if that's what really happened. Is the kid safe? Is the kid hurt? Oh, there's tons of paramedics arriving now. Okay, this looks pretty bad. There's 3 paramedics just arriving, and there seems to be urgency. There's a lot of urgency. They're taking down the police tape now. This is Vancouver, Canada. Okay, so this looks kind of bad. Okay, you can't really, again, visibility is low because it's dark and the sirens and all that, but you can see across the street, cops are starting to file out of the building, I think. So, I mean, it looks like something bad happened. And of course, the cops aren't going to give you the real story of what happened. I'm not sure who these paramedics are for. Duggar, that's true to an extent. Your statement, that's true to an extent. Like the poor people, if somebody is homeless, they're, oh, look at their paramedics. Okay, it looks to be a serious situation. They're taking a stretcher inside. You can see the stretcher. They got a whole bunch of equipment, oxygen tank, I think. So it looks to be a bad situation. And again, of course, nothing justifies, like, if what actually happened was a kid got taken hostage, like, nothing justifies that, but it's very possible the person was going through some kind of mental health episode. And because the city, like, there's not much, it's very hard to access mental health help in this city. So it's possible they didn't get the help they required sooner. It's possible this whole thing could have been prevented if there was intervention sooner, had there been help sooner. I should probably try that sometime. Get like a cop costume. Oh, actually, you'd be arrested for. You'd probably be arrested for that. Y'all gotta turn down their volume. Anybody that can hear me chewing gum, like, what? I'm not even chewing that loudly. It's weird that you can hear that. Turn down their volume or something. I think it might be this new... I chew gum pretty much every day, and I've done lives before where I'm chewing gum and people weren't saying they could hear it, but today they can. I'm trying out a new gum. This gum might be louder than the others. Why wouldn't somebody want help? Like, most people, there's a lot. Like, if you come into this area, downtown east side, it seems like there's a lot of people that are being untreated. They have one or multiple mental health illnesses that are being untreated, and most of them do want help. Pretty much, who wouldn't want help in that situation? But It can take 6 months to a year to see a psychiatrist in this city. That's how underfunded mental health is in this city, and it's been like that for years, right? And the government, they continue wasting money funding things that shouldn't be a priority. Like, that should be one of the main priorities, right? Funding mental health, making sure everybody gets the help they require, that it's easily accessible, cut down the wait times. Like, if somebody wants help, they should be able to like get an appointment like a next day, or at the very least, like, it should not be a 6 months to a year wait. At the very least, it should be like a month, should probably be the longest, right? That's just unreasonable to ask somebody to wait that long to get mental health care. Trident watermelon. Hubba Bubba is for amateurs. Professional gum chewers, they chew Trident. Trident is a gum of choice for professional gum chewers like myself. Okay, so we got a paramedic coming back here. Okay, so from this vantage point, you're gonna be able to see if they bring somebody out on a stretcher. All the ambulances are parked over here, so you're gonna be able to see probably if they bring somebody out. Put him into the ambulance. I'm actually surprised the cops aren't trying to push me back right now. Yeah, it's not even just mental health, right? There's pretty much a healthcare crisis pretty much going on in Vancouver. Right, a lot of the nurses, there was actually a protest about 2 weeks ago. They were protesting like hospital conditions and all that, just being overstressed, being overworked, not having enough resources. So it extends beyond mental health, right? It's not just a mental health crisis in Vancouver. It extends beyond that, and it encompasses healthcare in general, right? Some people think Canada has awesome healthcare and it's like free, subsidized, but it's not. It doesn't live up to the hype, right? A lot of people are having to wait a long time for surgeries, just a lot of things. It requires a lot of improvement. Okay, so I'm actually gonna go on that side. How's it going? Do you have a good view from here? Yeah. Okay. Alright, so if they bring somebody out on a stretcher, it's gonna be visible. Janet, what country are you from? Yeah, it's happening all over the world. Like a lot of... it needs to be prioritized, right? They gotta... It shouldn't get to this point. Like all of this stuff that's happening in Vancouver, the homelessness crisis, the drug issue, the substance abuse. Okay, they're bringing somebody out. You can see, you can't see that well, but is it an adult or a kid? Okay, that person, whoever that, you can't really see the person that well, but they look to be in pretty bad condition. Corey, thank you for sharing the live. Appreciate it. Okay, yeah, it looks to be a pretty serious situation. You can't see the person that well, but it seems like it could be a serious injury or multiple serious injuries. Anybody that's following, appreciate it. We'll follow you back. How's it going? Yes. This dude just ducked under the police tape. Dude, I probably would have ducked under the police tape and gone closer sooner, but like they're looking for any excuse to falsely arrest me. Most of the cops in this city, in this area, so that's why I'm not going under the police tape. But it looks to be, it's already over with, right? So you should be able to access the sidewalks freely now. Okay, this is probably gonna be on the news. I'm gonna upload this video later on my YouTube and part of it on TikTok and give it to news, send it to media outlets, because I've been recording this pretty much from the beginning. This whole incident started like an hour and a half ago. I've been recording since the beginning. The shot that rang out, I actually got that on live, so I'm gonna send this to news outlets. It might already be on some news outlets. There was a chopper going around here. I'm not sure if that belongs to one of the mainstream news outlets, but it's possible.
Oh, yes. I live there. We got him.
Have a good one. It didn't look like they had oxygen. Like there wasn't an oxygen tank or mask, or there might have been a mask. I'm not sure if they just took somebody into the... I'm not sure if that was the alleged suspect or if that was... Apparently, one of the theories going around is that some people said on this live is that somebody was holding a kid hostage. Not sure if that's actually the story, but I'm not sure if that was the kid or the alleged suspect. But they looked to have injuries. Okay, most of the cops are getting ready to leave, I think. Paramedics leaving as well. Thank you for sharing the live, appreciate it. My TikTok's not monetized, my YouTube's not monetized, I don't make money from this. I mean, the reason, it's pretty much a sort of activism that I do. Like, I spend some time filming police incidents like this as a form of accountability, because I've been falsely arrested multiple times, I've been assaulted by the police, so I know how corrupt some of the cops are in the city. So that's one of the reasons that I spend some time filming these types of incidents, because you could actually be saving a life, right? When George Floyd was murdered by those cops, if that teenager hadn't filmed that, those cops would have gotten away with it. So you could actually be saving somebody's life, you could be preventing police brutality, you could be getting evidence of misconduct, all that. So, you know, if you see one of these happening, try to film it. Starboy, exactly. And there are some good cops, likely, but a lot of them are corrupt. This car is actually running and nobody's even in here. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of cops over there by the apartment, by the condo. I think they're already working on that, right? The repeat violent offenders. Like I heard that David Eby guy, the new premier, I think I saw an article on him saying that they're gonna make it harder for repeat violent offenders to get bail. So the scene's clearing out, most of the cops are leaving, the paramedics are taking off. Oh, we got a troll in here. I've actually been assaulted and I didn't call the police. Like, they tend to make situations, not all cops, but they tend to make the situation even worse. So I was actually randomly assaulted not too long ago and I didn't even call the police. Yeah, this is, where is this? This is Alexander. This is like Powell Street and Gore Avenue. It's right, the incident took place right in front of a restaurant called Ask Luigi's. It's at a condo building right across the street from there. So yeah, if you want an exact location, just look up the address for that restaurant. Hey, Love Life, you actually have a point. Yeah, you have a good point there. There's a lot of conflicts going on, and it's terrible, right? And anytime war breaks out, okay, so those are the paramedics. They're headed. I think they got a police escort too. I think that ambulance has a police escort. There's a cop behind it. There's a cop trailing it. They're headed to the hospital. Again, I'm not sure that one person got taken onto a stretcher. I'm not sure if that was the alleged suspect or if that was somebody else. Thank you for sharing the live, appreciate it. Developing story, don't have all the details yet, but some people are saying it was a hostage situation. It was some kind of standoff situation. There was a shot fired about 40-50 minutes ago, which that was filmed on the live. It was a single shot, so it seemed like it was the police that did the shooting, because if it was the alleged suspect that shot, then they probably would have unloaded their clips, right? There would have been return fire. So it seems like it was a cop that fired that shot, and I don't know if it was a beanbag shot or a regular shot. Alright, yeah, so the scene's emptying out. Most of the cops are there. I'm pretty sure we can go, like, I'm gonna go under this police tape. Oh, I don't know if I should. Ugh. They're looking for any reason to falsely arrest me, so I'm not sure if I should go past this police line or not. This is Vancouver, Canada, across the street from a restaurant called Ask Luigi's. It's some kind of condo. Okay, yeah, people are going under the police tape now, so I'm gonna go under here. Oh. Okay. How's it going? I don't have the full story yet. Apparently it was some kind of standoff, police standoff, some kind of hostage situation. Possibly, I'm not totally sure yet. It happened in that building over there across the street.
Oh, that's why we got the whole area.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, there's the tactical unit over there. There's cops all over the place, cops huddled around. That's good. There are multiple tactical units on scene. All of those, like the pickup truck type vehicles. I think there's 4 in total. All of those, actually 5 in total. So there are, I don't know how many exactly, but possibly at least like 8 to 10 tactical members on scene. Thank you for following. Anybody that wants to follow will follow you back. Oh, what a cute dog. Yeah. Yeah, the cop's checking me out. How's it going? Yo, check out that look. So much hostility in that guy's look. Alright, so that's where it took place, right there across the street. You can see some of the tactical people, they're still in gear. They're packing up. Well, look at all the equipment they have back there. Okay, and I saw, yeah, at the beginning of this incident, I saw like multiple tactical people entering the building, and they had one of those shield things too, that they use whenever, if they're gonna storm a building, like storm a room. That's one of the things they use. Yeah, this is Vancouver, Canada, across the street from a restaurant called Ask Luigi's. It's a condo where it took place, apparently on one of the upper floors. There were probably like 30, 40 cops at this scene. Possibly even more than that. Some cops are huddled around over there. And if any of you guys wanted further proof of just how afraid the police are of accountability, like, I'm gonna put this video up later if you're interested in seeing that. Like, earlier in the video, like, I was recording from, this is the spot I was pretty much recording from, right? Then they intentionally tried to, it wasn't just me, there were some other people trying to film as well, and they were just trying to get rid of witnesses as quickly as they could. They kept pushing the police line back probably like 3-4 blocks. They blocked off the view of the building, like the doors of the building, the entrance or whatever. They blocked that off. Like, they parked their cars in a certain way so as to obstruct the view of the doors and all that. So that's how afraid they are of accountability, the police in this city. I don't have the full story yet. It's possible it's on the news already, so allegedly there was a hostage situation going on. Some people in the live are saying that's what was happening. I think they saw that. I'm not sure where they got what the source is for that, but apparently there was a hostage situation. Somebody was holding a kid hostage. I'm not sure if that's true or not. Developing story. There's going to be more details later on. Somebody was injured about 10 minutes ago. They took somebody out of the building on a stretcher. They look to be in possibly bad condition. I'm not sure if that was the alleged suspect or if that was the other person, like if it was a hostage situation, if it was a kid. It's 7:03 over here. No, that's the excuse they use, right? They try to use the guise of public safety, but that's not it at all, right? It was happening we were across the street. Those of us that were trying to film, and so we were across the street. We were pretty much out of the way of danger, right? That's just an excuse they're using. They don't want witnesses. They want to clear out. Anytime there's something like this happening and there's witnesses, there's people filming, they try to get them out of there as soon as possible. A sergeant actually got hands-on with me, tried to push me out of the way. Okay, after the cops leave, okay, actually right now I'm gonna go across the street where it took place. Okay, so this is the building where it took place. I'm gonna ask them, I think some of these people live in the building, so I'm gonna try and get some info from them, whether they saw what happened or they heard what was happening. Okay, so that's the building right there. That's where it took place. How's it going?
It's there?
Do y'all see what happened?
Oh my God.
Y'all see what happened? You heard what happened?
Yeah.
I've been outside for 2
I was
hours.
at the movies and our landlord called me or texted me that somebody's shooting in the building and Nick is up there with Shirley. And I like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So scary.
2 undercover cops are going back into the building.
Sorry.
Apparently this dude, he lives here. He's been standing outside for 2 hours, I think. That cop's got a machine gun. What kind of gun is that? You can see that guy. Okay, you can see, I don't know what type of... Hey, how's it going? Oh, Of course they know my name. Okay, so I'm gonna ask him what kind of gun that is. Pause. Do you guys anybody got like strong knowledge about guns? What kind of gun do you think that is that he's holding? Looks to be some kind of automatic weapon. Alright, so this is where it happened. What is this place called? That's an AK-47. Okay, thank you so much for that information. Oh, that's pretty messed up. AK-47. Okay, if you're gonna shoot with that thing, you're probably shooting to kill, right? Developing story, not totally sure what happened yet. Some people are saying that it was a hostage situation. It was some kind of standoff, right? At least 30, 40 cops, possibly more than that here. Bunch of paramedics. They took somebody out on a stretcher about 20 minutes ago. They look to be in pretty bad condition. Not sure if that was the alleged suspect or the possible kid, or if that's what actually happened. If there was a kid involved, it could have been that person. Here come the cops again. Yeah, that looks like some kind of automatic weapon. Not totally sure what kind of.
Where are you going? Okay, but where? Yep, go ahead. You could probably carry this blanket now, eh? Yeah. These guys. Did I evacuate you guys? Did you guys live here? Yeah. I evacuated you, didn't I?
Okay, so apparently some people were evacuated. There was a guy here earlier. He was kind of retelling. He was telling somebody what he saw, what happened, what he witnessed and all that. And I overheard him say he's been standing outside for 2 hours. So I think whatever floor it was happening on, I think it was one of the upper floors. I think they evacuated that floor. They didn't evacuate the entire building, but apparently they evacuated the floor on which the incident was happening.
Yeah. No, we didn't.
We really like him.
He has some mental health concerns.
Yes,
and he's gonna go.
Okay, so it was a mental health issue.
Yeah. Yeah, let's close it.
Okay, so the cops are saying, I just overheard the conversation taking place there. Hey, do you mind me asking, what kind of weapon, what kind of gun is that? Okay, he's not going to provide specifics about what kind of gun that is, but yeah, somebody said it was an AK-47. I'm not sure if that's the case or not. Okay, so as I suspected, like I said, it's a mental, that cop just said himself, it's a mental, the person was having some mental, he was going through mental distress, having some kind of mental health episode. And again, if they did a proper job of actually funding mental health, this whole situation and so many others like this could be avoided. Like how many more incidents like this have to happen where there's a mental health component to it? It could have been avoided had they gotten in. It's very likely it could have been avoided had that person been helped sooner, had they gotten intervention sooner. Like how many more of these incidents are there going to be before the government actually steps in and takes drastic action and makes it possible for a person to get help when they need it? Not 6 months down the line, not a year down the line, when they can get help when they need it. They shot the person. Like that woman was asking, she was actually saying they know the guy. That woman, so that woman, that woman that was talking to the police, they said they know the guy that was involved in this accident. She said he's a nice guy, right? And she was asking if he's gonna die, and the cop says, but of course they're gonna say that, right? The cop said he's not gonna die, but he was shot. I'm pretty sure he was shot. Like a shot rang out, and again, but I'm not clear as of yet whether it was a beanbag gun or an actual gunshot, but it sounded like an actual gunshot. I don't think that was a beanbag shot. So they're saying the person's not gonna die, but of course the police are gonna say that. Exactly, Kaz. They tend to make those kind of situations. And okay, it's more cops leaving. So there looks to be, there's still an investigation component still going on. The incident is pretty much over with, but they're still investigating apparently. And they escalated that shot that I heard ringing out. That was probably just a half an hour into the incident, right? Like, I don't think they even tried to kind of calm the situation down. I could be wrong about this, but I don't think there were any mental health professionals involved in this. No nurses at the scene, no negotiator. I think it's just the cops. I saw like a whole bunch of tactical units entering earlier on. And again, I think they probably, it's very likely, given that they have a history of doing this, they probably escalated the situation when it didn't require escalating. And having a mental health professional on site could have probably made things, the person probably wouldn't have even had to be shot or whatever if there was a mental health professional involved in this, kind of overseeing things, trying to de-escalate the situation, calm things down. Of course, nurses are trained in more so than cops, right? And there's specific nurses, right? Specific, like psychiatric nurses that specialize in mental health, right? And there's a program, right? They tout this program, CAR 87, right? It's cops that are supposed to be accompanied by a nurse or a mental health professional, right? And they're supposed to tag team it, any situation, like a situation that involves mental health, they're supposed to tag team it. And, you know, the nurse or whatever that accompanies the cop, they're supposed to, you know, try to de-escalate the situation. I've actually filmed a couple of these. They don't always work that way, but yeah, that should be expanded as well. Instead of just hiring more cops, like that's what the city needs probably. That's what we need more of. That's what they could have used in an incident like this. Okay, so this is where it's happening. The person didn't, I don't have all the details yet, but it wasn't, I don't think the person had a gun. Like there was only one shot that was heard, and that was from, I'm pretty sure that was a cop shooting the person. I don't think they had a gun, a knife or something, possibly, but I don't think they had a gun. It's freezing outside today. My hands are pretty much... I feel like I'm gonna have to unstuck my hand from my phone. It's gotta be like frozen on there. It feels like it's frozen on there. Okay, so we still got some cops here. And thank you for getting rid of the troll. Appreciate it. And obviously, this is a developing story, right? Anybody reporting on an incident like this, they're not gonna have all the details right now, right? Details are still emerging about this. I talked to some witnesses. Again, and you're not gonna get anything close to the true story from the cops. When they do an official, they're probably gonna be forced to do like an official release on this, because I'm pretty sure the news has a hold of this too, and I'm gonna send this video to the news later on, so they'll probably feature it. It'll probably be featured on multiple news outlets. But of course, even if it wasn't necessary to shoot the guy, they're probably still gonna claim, you know, he was coming at the cops. They might even fabricate a story. They're known, some of the cops in the city and just worldwide, they're known to fabricate things. When they commit misconduct, they try to label the other person you know, it was all their fault, they're to blame, and the cops are the blameless ones. This is Gore Avenue and Alexander Street. It's across the street from a restaurant called Ask Luigi's. It took place inside an apartment building. Anybody just tuning in, this is the apartment. It's not an apartment building, I think it's a condo. It's a condo of some sort. This is where it took place. So I think that lasted about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Yeah, I'm gonna put the full video up on. I've been filming this pretty much from the beginning. Like, we were walking around the neighborhood, my mom and I, when we saw like a whole bunch of police cars headed in this, speeding in this direction. So I came here to investigate, and that's when the whole thing started. So I've been pretty much here from probably like 5 minutes after this whole thing started. Emma, hey, nice to see you, Emma. How's it going? How's your day been? What is happening on Main and Hastings right now? I'm gonna head in that direction probably after I'm done filming here. Do you have a backstory? Is there some kind of incident happening on Main and Hastings as well? Is that something I should? Okay, so I heard one of the women, I think she lives in the apartment, she was having a conversation with two of the cops, sergeants, and she actually knew the person that was involved in this incident, and according to her, you know, she said he's a nice guy, didn't want to see anything bad happen to him. She asked, is he gonna die? And the cop responded with, no, he's not gonna die. So I'm not sure. Yeah, they took somebody onto a stretcher about 20 minutes ago, and the person looked to be in pretty bad condition. I'm not sure if that was the alleged suspect, but yeah, they look to be in pretty bad condition. Again, full video is going to be on my YouTube later on if y'all want to check that out. It was a big incident. Like I said, 34. This is going to be on it's very likely this is going to be covered by like the mainstream news outlets, CBC, CTV and all that. This was a pretty big incident. This is on where's Alexander Street and Gore Avenue, right across the street from a restaurant called Ask Luigi's. This apartment, this condo building, this is where it took place. Okay, Emma mentioned something about Main and Hastings, something possibly going on there, so I guess I'm gonna go check that out real quick because it's not that far from here. This is Vancouver, Canada. I overheard some conversations, like it seems like some people, I think there's still like some people are in shock, right? Like the people that were staying, some of the people I overheard one conversation. A guy said he was stuck out here for like 2 hours since it started, and he was just talking in whispers, and he seemed like he was still trying to process the whole thing. I don't know what he saw, but that dude kind of seemed like he was in shock, right? And the woman he was speaking to, she kind of seemed distressed too at what he was saying. He was whispering, right? So I couldn't hear exactly what he was saying, but the woman seemed to be in distress from hearing what he said. That guy seemed like he was kind of in shock. I don't know if he actually saw what was happening, but I don't know. It looks like it was a bad situation. How long, I'm gonna jog over there. Okay, yeah, this is pretty much, the incident's pretty much over with. I think there's still people in there. I don't know if they've got forensics or whatever in there, still surveying the scene. Okay, that cop's giving me a hostile look. Okay, so I'm gonna go towards Main and Hastings now. Yeah, some people are saying it was a hostage situation. Check Twitter and all that. I'm not sure. There were some choppers circling overhead. I'm not sure if that was from like news outlets, but I'm pretty sure they've gotten mainstream media, the news outlets, they've gotten word about this as well. There are probably other people filming. I saw some people were filming from the inside of the building where it took place, so it's probably already circulating on social media. Emma, thank you so much for the information. Do you know what the bar was called? I'm headed in that direction. Just gonna check it out real quick. Pizza with pineapples? What? That should be illegal. Hey, pineapples taste good on pizza. What are you talking about? Amanda Garcia, how's it going? Okay, so again, this is a developing story. I don't have all the details yet. Some of the details could be wrong, but according to some people in the live, it was a hostage situation. Some kid was taken hostage. I overheard a conversation happening between two of the cops and a woman. And there was, as I suspected, as I said earlier in the live, there's probably a mental health component to this. And the cop admitted that the person was having some kind of mental health episode. Of course, that doesn't justify what happened here, but again, these types of incidents are probably gonna continue to happen unless they make mental health a priority in the city. Just fund it properly, make it more accessible, make it easier for people to get help. Yeah, it's a pretty safe city in my opinion. I mean, most of the crimes that take place in the city, whether it's like petty crimes or it's like misdemeanor type stuff or larger crimes, a lot of them seem to have like a central issue to a lot of those types of incidents seems to be like the person going through a mental health episode, a person suffering from mental health issues. So it's pretty obvious that needs to be prioritized.